right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. This is a wonderful turnout. So exciting to see so many wonderful faces excited for the Prairie Heritage Center. We have some wonderful and exciting news to announce. But first, I just wanted to share. So my name is Katie Roberts. I'm the Executive Director for the Siouxland Community Foundation. We're located in Sioux City, Iowa, but we actually serve an 80-mile radius of Sioux City. And one of our affiliate community foundations is the Bryan County Community Foundation. So that's how you ended up with us in your presence. I just want to introduce my staff person that joined me today, Jennifer Cook. She is our Grants and Scholarships Administrator. So she works very closely with the Bryan County Community Foundation and does their grant, helps with their grant distributions, administering all of that for us. So we have a lot of exciting people for you to meet. If you've not met them already, we've got some great information for you, and then of course some exciting announcements. But first I would like to introduce Denise Steffen. She is the Vice Chair of the Bryan County Community Foundation.
We are thrilled you are here. This is exciting. And it's kind of interesting. Maybe if you've not been aware of how this process works, I'm going to give you a little taste of that. Now, before I do that, however, I want you to know there's a hospitality table back there. Bison cookies, cheese curds from AOPI right in here in Bryan County. So we're so happy that you're here. So how this works is in 2005, our Iowa State Legislature decided to give a portion of gambling proceeds to those counties that did not have a casino in them. And so as a result, I know I went to Muscatine with Faisal, my friend, and they were telling us, oh, by the way, you have to set up a foundation for these to get any of these funds. Well, there's a lot that goes into this. There's auditing, there's a whole book of regulations, and they said, your best option is to go through and be an affiliate for a foundation. So we found the Siouxland Community Foundation. So the Bryan County Community Foundation is an affiliate of theirs. And what happens then is that all of the proceeds that go in are very carefully monitored so it all goes where you want it to go. It's lasting. And in fact, since 2005, the Bryan County Community Foundation has awarded over $1.4 million in grants. And part of the money, 25% every year, goes into a permanent endowment so that some of the gains on that can be distributed also. There are members from each community in the county that serve, and with me today is Sharon Flinders, who represents Sutherland, and myself, I represent Primgar this time. I represent other communities as well. But we are thrilled to be able to do that. We take our job very seriously, and we really enjoy it. So the Bryan County Foundation is a vehicle for those gifts that benefit Bryan County. And so we can accept gifts, and all of you are here, we can accept gifts in land, stocks, cash works, so bear that in mind. And that will help the nonprofits within the county. And you can specify how you want that gift to be given. And so consider that. The gift today is an example how it's facilitating a gift to our community. We administer it, we're very serious about it, and we work together. And the individual that has, the anonymous individual that has come forward and done that has really done the homework and really realized the way to optimize this gift, to optimize the future, and went through a long process of vetting to see how best to do it. It's a tribute to his planning, his strategic planning, and he has made this gathering possible. So his passion, generosity, vision, careful and strategic planning have brought us here. And without me saying much more, you are why we are gathered, and let's not keep anybody in suspense any longer about what this is. I would like to introduce to you Gregg Struve.
Well, thanks, Denise. Appreciate that. As she said, over the last year, I've spent a great deal of time doing due diligence to find out the best way to make this happen, and I think I've landed in the right place for that. And so with that, I'm excited to announce the Dan and Jean Struve Charitable Fund benefiting Prairie Heritage Center. And there will be a $100,000 donation I'll be giving to that fund. And we're also announcing the establishment of the Dan and Jean Struve Charitable Endowment. That will be benefiting Prairie Heritage Center as well. As part of my trust, I'm pledging an additional $200,000 to that endowment to benefit the center. And that fund will actually, the details of that are kind of available after. I didn't want to spend a great deal of time on that at this point. I really wanted to say a few words today about why I chose to give in this way. This place was very special to Dan and Jean, my parents, who served the folks of Bryan County for years. Dan Jr. Was Bryan County Supervisor in the 2nd District for 32 years, where he was involved not only in the Prairie Heritage Center among other projects, but this was certainly one that was close to him. He felt very strongly that the center should exist, and he felt very strongly that it should exist in southeast Bryan County. And so it is here today for in large part for that reason. Jean worked for 21 years over at Baumharden, where she brought, I think that brought her much joy, probably as much joy as raising her families, and maybe a little bit more. When my father passed, my mom donated, I think, $500 to the center and had shared this perspective. Dad was very involved in this when he was a supervisor. And she said that they made several trips over here when they were out driving around, and they found themselves driving around a lot. Simply to enjoy the facility that's here. What I've learned since making this decision and doing the due diligence is that the galleries that you see out there have not been redone or remodeled since 2006 when the center was opened. And I'm just really excited about the possibilities for the refresh of those galleries that this gift will bring, and potentially other donations that could come in, and matching funds against other grants that are out there. I'm really excited about what that could or will mean for the galleries. It really is, I think that's what I want to say on this. I think Sheriff happily present a check to you for the $100,000, so come up and do that. Come up and do that.
Again, everybody, thank you for coming out. Any time spent here, I think it's pretty fantastic, but gathering for events like this is truly a special occasion. This area is rich in natural history and resources, from the landscape being carved and changed to the establishment of the tall grass prairie and the Native Americans who called this place home, to Hannibal watermen settling here, and then up until today, this area has a story to tell. Bryan County Conservation is dedicated to preserving that story and ensuring that generations to come have the opportunity to see and enjoy all Bryan County has to offer. Our Assistant Director, Amber Wetherell, our naturalist who's no longer sitting here, have made it more than their job. Their passion and their vision, joined with all the employees and board members, are the catalyst that continue to propel conservation forward. Until today, I have not met Mr. Struve in person, only we had the opportunity to speak on the phone and to hear his passion and excitement for once again improving the experience and education for people who walk through our doors. And it is exciting to hear what he has thought, his vision, and it's rejuvenating to hear what his desires are for a must-see space in Bryan County for our residents and the areas surrounding. Today we are incredibly honored to accept your donation to allow new exhibits to be built, and we're happy to be able to showcase those displays here today. So if you haven't had a chance, there's boards out there in the back, and we would love to hear your comments on them as well. Also, with the establishment of the Dan and Jean Struve Charitable Endowment, It's inviting others to partner with us in this vision of excellence. Mr. Struve, from myself, and on behalf of all our staff and board members and our volunteers, thank you. Thank you for your partnership. That helps further our mission and desire to provide the best experience possible for people walking through our doors. Without your generous gift, this would not be possible.
Okay, hello, I'm Amber Weatherall. I'm the Assistant Director of the Bryan County Conservation Board. Thank you for the opportunity to speak about this wonderful gift and the vision for the future of the Prairie Heritage Center. We are extremely humbled and very grateful to be a part of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We were first contacted by Mr. Struve in late February and learned of his desire to make a significant donation to the Prairie Heritage Center in memory of his parents, Dan and Gregg Struve. Immediately, we agreed that expanding upon the current exhibits would be a fantastic use of this very generous gift. Abby and I started brainstorming, researching, and dreaming about the opportunity to refresh and expand upon the exhibits and provide memories that will last a lifetime for the citizens and visitors of O'Brien County. We reached out to many different nature centers and museums throughout the state to schedule tours of the facilities and time with the staff that had worked on the development of exhibits and displays at each location. We visited the Dickinson County Nature Center, Sioux County's Prairie Woods Nature Center, the Dorothy Pico Nature Center in Woodbury County, the Sanford Museum in Cherokee, the Neil Smith National Wildlife Refuge, Chester Park in Polk County, the State Historical Museum of Iowa, and the Blank Park Zoo in Des Moines. We are very grateful to the staff and naturalists who facilitated our visits and provided wonderful insight into their design processes. After gathering a great deal of knowledge from our adventures, we started reaching out to different design teams. On May 6th, we spoke with Tom and Steve from Kramer Design and Production. We knew instantly that it was a perfect fit. On June 24th, Tom and Steve from Kramer Design, as well as Mark and Noah from M. Catton & Co., led us through a design charrette. The purpose of the charrette was to create a vision for updating and energizing the first floor of the Prairie Heritage Center. In this meeting, we identified the following four main goals: freshening up the current experience at the Prairie Heritage Center, adding more interactive elements, fostering an opportunity for learning that energizes and engages all guests, and creating an experience that you feel immersed in by using all of your senses. The design team listened as we talked through our goals and dreams with the existing exhibits in mind and created the design board sketches that you can see displayed in the rotunda area. Not only did our designers deliver amazing ideas to refresh the main floor of the center, they also surprised us with ideas for enhancing the lower level and the outdoor exhibits. Mr. Struve's donation has enabled us to take what we already have at the Prairie Heritage Center and enhance it in a way that will provide an even more engaging and educational experience for our guests. We will be forever grateful. At this time, I would like to introduce the O'Brien County naturalist, Abby Parker, to discuss the next steps for turning this dream into reality. Thank you.
So the design team, along with helping us create goals and an overall vision, we created a roadmap as well to help us work through that project. So the design charrette was the first stop. It created the pre-conceptual designs, and that's what you see out in the galleries today. The O'Brien County Conservation Board paid $9,700 to help fund that portion of the project. Next, we will move on to the concept design. So those pre-conceptual designs gave us the vision and the goals, whereas the concept designs will start digging into the details of those designs. After the concept design is done, then we will move into prototyping, especially those interactives, make sure they work, right? And finalize the exhibits. So these two steps will cost us $38,000. Then comes the really exciting part, creating the exhibits, building them. Each exhibit on its own can be built by itself. We have broken them into 6 phases that can be done in any order. The exhibits are broken down into the following phases. Phase 1, which would be the center exhibit, and then moving the wagon that's outside indoors. Then phase 2 through 4 would be the glacial exhibit, the Mill Creek culture exhibit, and the sod house exhibit. Phase 5, which is a bonus one, would be the lower level activities, the water table and the activity carts. Phase 6 would be the outdoor playscape. These goals have phases 1 through 4 completed over the next 4 years with Mr. Struve's very generous donation. Then with phase 5 and 6 completed shortly thereafter. O'Brien County Conservation Board, along with the Little Sioux Valley Conservation Association, will be writing grants, fundraising, and asking for donations to work through each of these phases to multiply that generous donation we are receiving today. We hope that you will join us on this journey and help make this vision come alive. So I now invite Dave Stoll to come up from the Little Sioux Valley.
I'm Dave Stoll, President of the Little Sioux Valley Conservation Association. Little Sioux Valley began on October 1, 1993 for the purpose to solicit and accept gifts, donations, or grants for the development and enhancement of environmental, educational, and conservation projects within Bryan County and the surrounding counties. It was originated with the primary stated goal to develop and to complete a nature center and nature trails. The Little Sioux Valley Conservation Association has had the welcome position of connecting people and their passions to the Prairie Heritage Center. From the groundbreaking of the project to its current high point, the project has always been about and for the people. It is a place where memories are made and visitors connect to the land that's around them. Many, many people from both the area and from a distance have invested their time, talents, funds, and passions into this place. It is rewarding, has been rewarding to be part of that. So here we are 28 years later, continuing to partner with individuals and organizations to enhance the center that we were originated to build. We are far from done. It is through the generosity of these kind of people that the building was built, exhibits created, and the programs have been expanded. We have enjoyed engaging speakers, every engaging speaker, as well as every fundraising event and friend-raising event. Thank you, Gregg Struve, for your efforts to establish the Dan and Jean Struve Charitable Fund benefiting the Prairie Heritage Center. The creation of this fund is a tremendous gift which will not only benefit the current project, but will touch lives of others very far into the future. We are pleased to receive this generous donation and excited to see what can be accomplished through it. We will make every effort to ensure that your wishes are fulfilled. Thank you. We are honored to be a part of the greater good and are extremely grateful.
All right, well, I just wanted to wrap this up. I have about a 40-minute dissertation that I just wanted to go through real quick. No, I'm kidding. Truthfully, it is and has been such an honor to work with you, Gregg. Thank you so much for making us a part of this, the administration of this fund. And I just have thoroughly enjoyed getting to come out here and meet everyone. You've really brought the community together around a common goal. So great job and thank you. If there are other people who've been touched by Gregg's generosity, for his passion for the Prairie Heritage Fund, if you have felt in your heart that you are now wanting to accept the challenge of joining Gregg, or not challenge of joining Gregg, if you would like to accept Gregg's challenge to join him, there you go, and would like to give to this organization, would like to give to Prairie Heritage, to the O'Brien County Conservation Board, and make this a part of maybe your lasting memory, make this a part of something that your family wants to be a part of and come visit for generations to come, please consider making a gift to the Siouxland Community Foundation or to the Little Sioux Valley Conservation Association, however you wish to do that. Get in touch with us. We've left some information on the back of the program on how you can give specifically to the Dan and Jean Struve Fund. And I just also want to point out that if it hasn't been clear yet, we do have two established funds. One is going to be the pass-through fund and that's what we've established with the $100,000. The other one is an endowment fund that will start distributing once it reaches $200,000. Gregg and I in conversation talked about that we wanted it to be an impactful gift that the Prairie Heritage Center would receive when they're getting that annual grant distribution. So if you would like to join Gregg and his family and give to that endowment fund, the faster we get to the $200,000, the faster we can start distributing to the Prairie Heritage Fund. So please make a heartfelt consideration and consider joining Gregg and his challenge. All right, I appreciate you guys letting me be here today. It was so wonderful seeing all you. Please don't forget to take a cookie and spend some time in the exhibits and see what they have here for you. Thank you.